AZ&T in the building. I Only Touch Greatness podcast. We got Prince Allen all the way from Kansas City, Missouri as a co-host today. We got Jon Connor, rap superstar. If you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button. Let's go.
If you're looking for a mug, perhaps a hoodie, head on over to IOnlyTouchGreatness.com.
Yo, what up? It's the people's rapper Jon Connor, and you tuned in with our Only Touch Greatness podcast. Y'all know what it is. AVMG Blue City Club. You know. Yes, sir.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. Never stop. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Hey, Jon.
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm blessed. How you?
Good, thanks. I'm Ryan, by the way, and I'm up here in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm joined with my buddy Prince Allen from Kansas City.
Rich Rude.
What's up?
Rich Rude, yo, I've been a fan of yours for since I don't think I Love Her or something with you and Pill on one of your mixtapes.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Don't Fall in Love, the remix.
Don't Fall in Love, yeah, the Don't Fall in Love. I've been a huge fan since that, and I used to have your freshman cover with you and Kevin Gates and all that, man. It's an honor, and I'm a huge fan, bro.
Thank you so much, man. I am truly humbled, man. Thank you so much, man.
All right, so we'll get started with some questions here. So basically born in Flint, Michigan. What was life like for you growing up?
You know, it was interesting, being born in Flint. We got a blue collar, just hard working, grind type mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like from a young age, it was all about work hard and don't expect no handouts. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched my mother, she worked at the shop at Truck and Bus, General Motors. And, I watched my mother just work hard and grind. And I think that watching her do that instilled that in me at a young age, that no matter what I was going to do, I was going to work hard at it. I wasn't going to expect to just be handed something or expect that something was going to happen overnight. And so from that aspect, it was a beautiful thing. I think that being born in Flint, as with anywhere, you got your pros and your cons, you know what I'm saying? Because of course, people know about the poverty and the crime and all of that type of stuff that goes on in Flint. But me, I was always a music dude. I was never in the streets like that. Like I was always that little dude that the D-boys in the hood, the older cats was telling me like, hey, stay out the streets. You got talent. Stay out the streets. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to mess around with this. You go back with your little karaoke machine and your little keyboard and make your music, because this ain't for you. And the thing is, I always appreciated that aspect too, that no matter how hard, or how grimy and gritty Flint can be, I feel like my city has a soul to it. It has a spirit to it. It has a heart to it, that underneath all of the tough things that you hear about Flint, we still are just good people, hardworking people, and we honestly are caring and giving people, and we just want what's best for the next person. You know what I'm saying? We grind and go hard because we have to. The things that you hear about Flint as far as crime and things like that, it's like those type of things is we hustle because we have to, because there aren't many opportunities provided. But for the most part, it's a blue collar, hard working city, and that was instilled in me at a young age.
It was nice that the older people took you under your wing and maybe steered you in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I have an older sister, so like her older friends, like they would always tell me that, you know what I'm saying? And just dudes around the neighborhood, and you know what I'm saying? They like, that was always what it was, man. And I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful to them for that.
Do you play any sports growing up, or?
I was never the sports dude.
No.
You know them age,
me either.
Huh?
Me either. I was never a sports dude too, so I understand that. Only thing I loved was wrestling and basketball, but sometimes it was more wrestling than basketball.
Hey, straight, that's me. WWE, music, comic books, like and those are the things that interest me. So I was never a sports dude. That's so funny. You know the age that everybody plays sports when you like in the 5th, 6th, and 7th grade, right? When everybody plays sports, I was the worst. I know they used to hate when you pass me the ball, dog, because I sucked. I was terrible. So no, sports was never my thing, man. I'm a music dude to the core.
Okay, let's Prince. You got a wrestling question? Throw one of those.
I got a wrestling question. Matter of fact,
On
I
with
got
it.
a lot of wrestling questions. We can bounce back and forth on wrestling because RP. Matter of fact, RP Mr. Butch Reed. I wanted to say that because he used to be tag team partners, one of the second tag team to ever win a championship called Doom with Brian Simmons. Go look that up. Yeah, WCW.
Yes.
How what you thinking about right now? Because I know you've been to WrestleMania, and how did it feel to be like around like WrestleMania?
I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. It's definitely a vibe. It's definitely a feeling because I've been to house shows before. I've been to Monday Raw before, but WrestleMania definitely is the Super Bowl of sports entertainment, of wrestling. It is definitely like, bro, for a wrestling fan, it feel like Christmas. You know how when you a kid, Christmas feels so much different than every other day. Like you can't you can't put your finger on it, but Christmas Eve and Christmas don't feel like any other days of the whole year. Right? Dog, WrestleMania is like just to be around that wrestling fans and everybody just
all the goosebumps. I bet you had like goosebumps whenever before you even walked in the door. Because sometimes I used to always have that funny feeling when I walked in a live show, like, oh shit, I'm actually at a live show. But WrestleMania, whoo. And you was there whenever Undertaker
lost his streak. When Undertaker lost his streak.
Yeah.
I was there when Taker lost the streak to Brock. I was at WrestleMania when Seth Rollins cashed in the Money in the Bank on Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
I was there.
How many have you been to?
I think 7 at this point. I went to 23, 24, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So yeah, 7.
Oh damn! I never went to WrestleMania. Only things I've been to is pay-per-views. I have actually been to ECW one. I haven't been to ECW one. I've been to the WCW one. I only ones I haven't really got in. I haven't seen no SmackDowns or no WrestleManias or no Royal Rumbles. That's the only one I ain't have. Damn.
Do you got a favorite? I mean, we're eventually going to talk about you, but do you have a favorite wrestler?
Too many to name, man. I just start naming them, and y'all can stop me whenever y'all tired of hearing.
I know it's got to be CM Punk because you got the best in the world and what you do.
World tattoo and the best in the world, all that. So I would say Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect, CM Punk, Austin, Rock, Bret Hart, Brian Pillman, Sid Justice, Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, whatever name you want to put on him. Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky Boat, Ric Flair, Undertaker. Man, it's so many greats, man. I mean, I feel like, bro, I'm 35 years old, so I feel like I grew up in like the true, like golden era and the best
Attitude era.
Yeah, so I grew up watching the greats, man.
Yeah, we just had Kurt Angle on here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, on my list as well as one of my favorites, man. The original, like my favorite Kurt Angle was the original milk drinking Olympic hero. You know what I'm saying? 3 eyes, like that was my favorite Kurt Angle.
You know, we even had Kurt Angle put on the little cowboy hat that Stone Cold Steve Austin gave him.
That's hilarious.
The one that Stone Cold gave him.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay. Back to you here.
Back to the music though. Hey, I know also you came from, Flint, which we was talking about. How was it like being under the branch, like with MC Breed and the legends, the Dayton family, which I never knew the Dayton family was from Flint, Michigan. Like, how did that feel like being in that type of genre? You know what I'm saying? That type of, now you can pass it on to that generation.
Man, it was crazy. I had the honor and the privilege of meeting those guys. I even met Breed before he died. But this was when I was super young. You know what I'm saying? Like I was performing at this club back in the day in Flint called the Purple Moon, and Breed was in there, and he was a really, really chill dude. And it's always been nothing but love and respect for everything that Breed did. He was the one that paved the way and laid the foundation for everything that was to come for Flint. And yeah, the Dayton family, right off of where I grew up at is right off of Dayton Avenue, the same Dayton Avenue that the Dayton was that's the Dayton and Dayton family. Is the same cross street from my street that I grew up on. So it was like, and I got nothing but love for them. Bootleg, Shoestring, Matt Hinkle, like them dudes, man, paved the way. And also Top Authority, also Ready for the World. Shouts to the legendary Bernard Terry. Like all of these dudes were kind of like mentors in one way or another to me, because anytime I would come across them, they would definitely give me the game and tell me, you know, the do's and don'ts of the industry and what they learned from their experiences of going through it. So it was a phenomenal thing to be able to take the torch and keep running with it.
Who was your favorite artist growing up?
My favorite, man, that is such a difficult question, man. Cause it's the same thing with like wrestling. It's hard to narrow it down to just, I could just start naming them: Prince, Seal, Tupac, Biggie, Bobby Womack, Sam Cooke, who else? Even what's funny about that question is the music of pro wrestling had a profound impact. So Jim Johnston, the dude that can all of the music for WWE, he actually was a big influence of mine. Cyndi Lauper, I love Cyndi Lauper. I love, who else? I could just keep going on and on, man. Like it's too. My father's a musician, so you know what I'm saying. Like it's just too many to name, man. Too many great artists. Jay-Z, Eminem, Noriega. Like it's just. I grew up listening to everything, man.
Yeah, and Jim Johnston, I believe, also, fun fact, is the guy that made the Baywatch soundtrack, or like the song for that did the intro for Baywatch.
Wow.
Yeah, if it's the same Jim Johnston, I'm not sure, but.
Bro, that's insane. If that's real, you just gave me some info that I did not know, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, because this is a little off topic, but I applied for Survivor, the TV show Survivor. I wanted to be on Survivor, so I made a Baywatch like inspired audition tape where I'm running across the beach in slow motion, my titties are bouncing, and I put the Baywatch theme in there, and it was definitely by a Jim Johnston.
So was it Jim Johnson or Jim Johnston?
Ooh, see, now you got me.
I feel like my man from WWE is Jim Johnston, I believe.
Okay.
Yep, Jim Johnston. Yep. Dude who be making the beats and all that and making the music.
I'm gonna have to look into that stat then. I probably shouldn't have brought it up.
Cool though. And speaking of albums, man. What was the first album that inspired you to actually like do music? Like made you be like, you know what, I can do this. This is what I truly wanted to do.
That's an easy one, man. TRU, Master P, Silk the Shocker, C Murder, True to the Game. That was the album. Because when I first heard the song No Limit Soldiers, that was it for me. I don't know what it was at that moment, at that time, but as soon as I heard No Limit Soldiers, it was something snapped in me that was like, this is what I want to do. I had heard rap music before, because what people don't know about me is, like I said, I'm a music dude first, and my love for hip hop came second. My father's a musician, and I grew up just listening to music. So before that, man, I was listening to alternative rock. I was listening to R&B, soul, old school. Like I wasn't deep into hip hop. My sister was. You know what I'm saying? So she was the reason that I got put on the hip hop. And when she had that Master P CD, that was it for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I grew up hearing Tupac and Biggie, and I later on grew love and appreciation for their music. But Pac, Biggie, all them, like that, my love for them came later. Like, but what made me want to rap was that TRU, the True to the Game album.
True to the Game, yeah. Because my vibe was that
yeah.
Made everybody go. Shout out to them though.
Classic. Shout my brother KLC, who actually produced the beat for No Limit Soldiers. Me and him, we got an EP coming out called 24, which is a dream come true for me, man. Because like, imagine that. I'm making an album with the producer that made the beat that made me want to start rapping in the first place. So it's like, oh, can't nobody tell me God ain't good, man.
Oh yeah, God is good, because KLC, man, that's one of my favorite people. I think they should give roses to him. KLC, Beats by the Pound, and Rick Rock from E40's.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree, and I think that Manny Fresh don't get the roses that he deserves too. And I feel like as producers, I feel like DJ Paul and Juicy J don't get the roses they deserve.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't. I was about to say, speaking of DJ Paul, you actually did something with DJ Paul and Yellow Wolf. How was that like getting it that type of vibe from DJ Paul, because he's such a genius and his beats is just unique. So how was it like working with DJ Paul?
A dream come true, because as you could tell by me talking about TRU, the True to the Game album, I grew up like Southern based hip hop was what I came up listening to. You know what I'm saying? So No Limit, Cash Money, 3-6 Mafia, like I had to have it. Every month I had to have it. Whenever they was dropping, I had to have it. So like I said, man, it's just, my testimony is crazy, because just like, with Master P now, I was super obsessed with 3-6 Mafia. You know what I'm saying? So then to get in a position where me and DJ Paul, like, to know that I could text him right now and he gonna hit me back, and he's a brother and a friend of mine, is a dream come true. So, not just making the record with him and Yellow Wolf was a dream come true. Just being, able to have the relationship that we have is a dream come true. And I got nothing but respect for Big Bro, because I think that a lot of things that people are doing now, rest in peace to Lord Infamous, the way that people rap now, they started that, man, like Lord Infamous, them, like in 3-6 Mafia, they started that style of rapping. A lot of the production, a lot of the production styles that's going on is a direct DJ Paul, Juicy J bite. So I think that, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to work with the legends and the architects of this game, man.
Who in the music industry helped you maybe get your first foot in the door, or open the door for you?
The first doors I ever had open, I always got to make sure I say it, man. Former NBA star Mateen Cleaves, who grew up in Flint, Michigan, that was my partner for a long time, and he was one of the people that like opened that door for me. Kendall Young Sad Freeman. He was the former vice president of Maybach Music. Just such a mover and shaker within the industry, and he's been a part of so many just amazing projects. Like I met him, you know what I'm saying, when he was still at Def Jam, and he believed in me and opened the door for me and taught me the game as well. I got to give shout outs to Chris Webber, you know what I'm saying, and Mike Brinkley. Mike Brinkley and Chris Webber, like they were the first ones. The first deal I ever almost had was I was going to sign to Chris Webber as a producer, because he was starting his own production company, and Mike Brinkley was the cat that was running the company. So it's like all of these people, those four are the ones off the top of the head. And of course, obviously, you know what I'm saying, working with Dr. Dre for 5 years, like, you know what I'm saying, like another door that got open for me, being able to be around him and then understanding another level of the game at that point. So I would say, man, those are off the top of my head, man. Mo Cleaves, Young Sav, Chris Webber, Mike Brinkley, Dr. Dre. And, those would be the ones that I say, like, took me to levels higher and higher of understanding this game.
Have you ever been to Vancouver?
You know what? Vancouver, British Columbia, correct?
Yeah.
I went on a tour all throughout Canada with Exhibit. We went on a tour called the Collateral Damage Tour, and I believe we did make a stop in Vancouver. So I believe I have, but I need to come back. I love Canada, man. That
was my next question. How was that tour in 2012 with Exhibit?
It was dope. It was dope, man. That tour, man. Shouts to Exhibit. It was a crazy experience, because that was my first time going on tour where it was a tour bus, and you know what I'm saying, a run sheet, and You know what I'm saying? Getting your per diem and all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was the first time for me really going on like a real tour. But shouts to Exhibit for that. Shouts to Demerick. It was an amazing experience, man. It was my first time really touring, because before that I did like regional stuff and I did stuff kind of spot dates. But the Collateral Damage tour was my first legitimate tour, and I learned a lot of things that I teach my artists now that I have my own company, All Varsity Music Group. It's things that Exhibit taught me on that tour that now I give the game and give those same pieces of knowledge and information to my artists. So, you know, that's a beautiful thing. Knowledge is the gift that keeps on giving, and Exhibit definitely gave me that on the Collateral Damage tour.
Okay.
Right, because hey, working with Exhibit, you know what I'm saying, being on that type of vibe, because I'm a huge Exhibit fan. I'm a huge anything West Coast and lyrical skill combat, period. And just having people like Exhibit, you also got roses from Nas. Mr. Nasir Jones. How did that feel when he said you was up next and you was gifted? How was that feeling? Just talking with Nas.
I don't know if there's a feeling. I don't know if there's any word used to explain it, man. Because that video that's up on the internet of Nas saying that to me, you know, that's when I was really, really green and really, really fresh in the game, and I didn't really know too much of nothing. And Nas was really one of the first ones to put his arm around me and really talk to me. So, man, like, you know, when you say what it felt like, it was, like I felt like I was dreaming. You'd had to pinch me. You know what I'm saying? Because when I started learning about the craft of hip hop, it was certain albums that I listened to in my sleep when I woke up, every day when I would work out. And those albums were, I would listen to the Machiavelli 7-Day Theory by Tupac. I would listen to Nas. It was written, and I Am, but it was written majority. You know what I'm saying? DMX is Dark and Hell is Hot.
Yeah.
What were the other two that I used to listen to all the time? Oh, Jay-Z, The Blueprint, and Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt. Those was the albums like when I really like wanted to learn how to rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those were the albums. So to be sitting there with this dude telling me that I'm gifted, and I really wanted to be like, bruh, but half of everything I know came from listening to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, Nas should be on everybody's top 5, you know, period. So it's like, man, that's the legend, bro. So, you know, it's really no words that I could use to explain that other than, man, humbled, man. Humbled. To this day, I'm still humbled that I had that experience.
So the 2013, the BET Cypher, did you plan to announce that you were signing with Dre?
That's fun. I'm grateful that you asked that, bro, because so this is the thing. I had already got asked to do the BET Awards before I even met Dre. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the thing was, all of that was kind of all happening around the same time. Like, they had asked me to do the BET Awards Cypher. And then during the time, you know, in between when you film it, you know, or whatever, and they ask you, that's when, like, I got the call from Dre or whatever. And so in that little bit of time, it was so much going on. And then I'm like, yo, that would be ill, because that's when me and Dre was like, yo, okay, let's do this. Let's make it happen. And I'm like, that would be ill to put it in my rap to announce that at the BET Awards. So no, going into the BET Cypher, I didn't even know Dre when they asked me to do the Cypher. So putting that line in that freestyle happened at the last minute. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, man. It was crazy. But it's just funny how things work out.
Yeah. Right. It's gotta be all funny how things work out, especially just getting that thing like from Dr. Dre. Like, you be like, what? Come on now, Dr. Dre? You mean the Dr. Dre, nigga with an attitude, straight out of Compton, express yourself, Dr. Dre? You know what I'm saying? Forget about, you know what I'm saying? Forget about Dre.
What were your?
No. How was that? I wanted to talk about a mixtape too. This mixtape that you have, man, the best of. I wanted to talk about this best of the World series. The one, the People's Chant, was it the People's Listener? The People's Rapper, LP. How was it feeling just making that? And did you ever hear anything from him and be like, damn, You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Did you get any type of props from M from that? Because that was the hard album.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Like, it was cool making that bro. It's funny, when I was making that mixtape, I was kind of in the same space that I'm in now, of just creating so much music that it's almost like I'm blacking out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even remember like that time period like that, because I was making so much like I did that, the People's Rapper LP. I did that like in like a week and a half. Like, it was just like, just every day I was just making music. So that time period of my life was interesting because I was so driven, and I felt at the time that the industry as a whole just was trying to ignore my contributions. So it was like, okay, forget that. I'm just about to put out so much content that you ain't gonna be able to ignore it, which is kind of the way I feel now. So, but as far as M hearing it, I don't know if he ever heard it. We met each other, like, you know what I'm saying? It was all love, and I got a chance to show my gratitude, love, and appreciation. But I don't expect, man, I never expect other artists to hear other artists' music, because you got to think, like, everybody's so busy, and especially Eminem. He's like one of the biggest artists of all time. So, you know what I'm saying? I doubt that he got time to listen to my joint or whatever. But when we met each other, it was all love, and that's all you can ask for, man.
Right. Because when I heard Stan, and whenever you said these words, I hate when people talk about you. All they got was thugging. Cause keep your head up was what taught me how to treat a woman. When you said that, talking to, like you was basically talking to Pop, you know what I'm saying? And basically talking to Biggie and talking to MC Bree. Like, that type of cadence and that type of rhyme is truly never been done before. And you did it on a level that a lot of people can grow from, because your bars, you can do everything with them and you switch them all the time. Like, how does it feel like when you do stuff like that and it impacts like a lot of people like us?
Man, say the last part because my phone went out a little bit.
I said, how did that feel like, just, these type of words, impacting a lot of people like us that be listening to you?
Man, first, like I say, I am humbled, and I can't use that word enough, because, man, to be able to create music and have people connect to it, that's a gift from the Most High. I'm just a vessel in which this gift passes through, and I try to do my best to use it in the right way, to influence people in the right direction and give people hope and light. So it's like, when you tell me something like that, that's the payoff. I'm not a dude that's driven by money. I'm not a dude that's driven by fame. I'm driven by exactly what you just said. That's something that I was able to communicate to the world through my art impacted you in a way that probably gave you a different perspective or a greater appreciation for life itself. So, man, like, how it feels is, that's what you do it. So how a regular person would feel from getting a check for 100,000, that's how I feel when you tell me something like that.
Right.
Okay. Hey, Prince, I'm going to run a couple questions in a row here.
Go ahead.
If you could sit down for dinner with anyone else that's famous, who would it be? Dead or alive?
Oh, dead or alive? Dick Gregory.
Okay. That's a good one. Do you have a dream venue to perform in?
Oh, absolutely. Madison Square Garden.
Have you done that yet? No.
No. I performed at Staples Center, which is the Madison Square Garden of the West Coast. But ain't nothing like the Garden. Got to get to the Garden.
Okay. Next one I got here. Do you have a favorite verse you've ever done?
Wow. Favorite verse that I've ever done. They say, who is he? The genius, speaking in broken English, observing behind the curtain. Your mind's too preoccupied to see it. We hard-headed, thoughts made of cement. The writing's on the wall, but we don't read it. We don't read while we defeat it. Another rapper like we really need it. See, this ain't rapping, this is teaching, and what I preach, the reason that I'm breathing. See, for the people, I will gladly take my last breath. See, I got drive till ain't no gas left. I-75, that's my address. I'm on the road and I ain't had rest, hoping that my past steps don't add stress. See, I ain't flawless, so no matter what I'm talking, regardless, it's a fact that karma gonna catch up to all us. My bars is just a penance till I chill with Chris Wallace. When I get to the pearly gates and it ain't gonna matter what's in my wallet, it's only one of me and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. The person that I truly envy is the one I want to be.
Oh.
I just felt that in my soul, brother.
Man, thank you.
Always.
Do you have a dream collabo that you've never collaboed with yet?
Yeah, I would say Kanye West.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's
hey,
a good one.
you
Yeah,
had it. Hey, you did it. You did a series on there. I know you can give a run for his money on that.
Yeah.
Especially with that mixtape, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. When they first came to We Don't Care, I knew, and I actually got the vinyl because I'm a vinyl collector. And when I heard We Don't Care by you, and you just spazzed out at the end, I was like, yo.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I know Kanye got to be proud of you for that.
Man, thank you. You know what? I'm grateful that you rock with it, man. Like Kanye's music raised me. So yeah, Kanye West, man.
So the 2014 freshman cover, describe being chosen to be on that iconic cover, and what were your thoughts and feelings after that?
I was super excited. It was a great experience. I learned a lot, like from being on it. I learned that it's not being on the cover, it's what you do after it. You know what I'm saying? Like cover is not gonna make or break you. You know what I'm saying? It's an opportunity, just like everything else. Just like I always tell my artists, like one opportunity is not gonna make or break you. You know what I'm saying? It's what you do, it's your consistency afterwards. But it was super cool, man, just being a part of that, being a part of the lineage and the history of the XXL freshman cover, because, you know, within hip hop, you know, that's something you want to put on your bucket list or your checklist. Even, you know, being on the freshman cover, just being on the cover of a magazine, period. I remember walking airports at that time period, being my first cover, looking at the shelves in the airport, like, damn, I am on the shelves at every airport in America. This is crazy. So it was cool. It was a great experience, man. It was definitely something I grew and learned from.
Right from that, man, because I was thinking about it too, because of the XXL freshman cover, which it's so many rappers that was on that, you know what I'm saying, and so many people was on there. How did it feel like, you know what I'm saying? Who was like one of the funniest ones on there?
Like funny,
you got to grab with,
like that we had chemistry with and we could enjoy each other's humor.
Yeah.
People wouldn't even guess it, man. Me and Troy Ave. I remember like Troy Ave was like, he kept me laughing through the whole shit. Like, yo,
really?
It's like,
I'm surprised Kevin Gates wouldn't.
Yeah, like
he probably was a little serious back then.
No, he had a big personality too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Gates definitely had a big personality. But far as who I connected with, like me and Bibby, I remember us connecting on a certain level. I remember me and Jaron Benton connecting on a certain level. And I just remember like cause me and Troy Ave kept getting paired together, like when we had to do like little press stuff for the freshman cover. So I remember when we went to Dixon Park, me and him went out there together. I remember when we was doing like this interview round table, it was me and him, like they had set us next to each other. So it was just funny. Like people wouldn't even imagine that. But, you know, just as well as being just a thorough dude and a real dude, like he reminded me of one of my homies that I would have grew up with and connected with in Flint, man. He was a cool dude.
Right. Which I was about to say too. I was about to say you did music with Jaron Benton. How was it working with Jaron Benton?
Man, Jaron Benton is one of them people in the game I would consider a friend of mine. So anytime we link up, it's always a beautiful thing. Man, one of the most talented MCs doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's always a pleasure seeing him link up.
I got a a couple quick response questions if you want, if I could hit these off of you.
Absolutely.
LeBron, Jordan, or Kobe?
Ooh, Jordan.
Biggie or Pac?
Both.
Sugar Puffy.
Puff only because he's still consistently doing it,
Yeah.
and he's grown every since you heard of Puff. He's always grown and grown and grown.
Yeah.
But much respect to the big homie Suge Knight as well, because his contributions to the game can't be ignored either.
Yep. Nas or Jay-Z? Yeah.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one.
Y'all gonna hate me for this. Both.
Okay. Ja Rule or 50?
50.
Yeah. Okay. Who's the best rap group of all time?
I would just like to say, I wasn't one of them people that turned on Ja Rule when 50 Cent started dissing Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Like, man, I just was never like a Ja Rule guy. Much respect to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But his style of music like wasn't my thing. 50 just kind of hit me harder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 50's music kind of it resonated with me more. So that's no disrespect to Ja, because there was a lot of people that was fake as hell. It was a lot of people that was Ja Rule fans, and then when 50 did
switched on them. They straight up switched on them like, oh, we with 50 now to 50
like, that's crazy. Ja Rule had hits. Ja Rule still got hit. If Ja Rule was to ever do a versus with certain people, he will wash certain people. So that's coming from somebody who wasn't necessarily, and that's coming from somebody necessarily a Ja Rule fan like that. But it's like, be real with yourself. Don't just jump on somebody bandwagon just because somebody popping at the moment. Ja Rule is a legend. 50's a legend. But far as who resonated with me more, 50 Cent.
Who's the best rap group of all time?
I'm gonna say first and foremost, I gotta name a couple. Outkast, NWA, the Hot Boys, Goody Mob, UGK. Man, The Throne. Does The Throne count as a group? They should. They had an album,
yeah. That count. That count is on the
The Throne should definitely count as a group. It's so many. Like I said, when y'all ask questions like that, it's always gonna be a list. Just because I'm a connoisseur, I'm a historian of this shit. So I'm gonna name a few, but keep going, though, man.
I got one.
Hang on. I got the best question next.
Oh, I got the best one. This is a wrestling one.
Okay, you go first.
AEW, or NXT?
Oh, I got friends in both.
Oh man, they're both, man. That's hard, and they're battling good right now.
I appreciate both of them for different reasons. So that's another one y'all gonna hate me for. I'm gonna say both.
Okay, big titties or big ass?
You know what? I'm gonna keep it real. I like different body parts on different women, depending what woman it is.
Yeah.
So you feel me? Like, it's like some women could have a big ass, and then I feel like that you ever seen the girls that got the ant booty? Like, they shit just look like it's just too much. Like, you didn't went and put too much shit in your booty, and now it don't even look good no more.
Yeah.
It's women that have just the perfect shape booty, and it ain't even gotta be like all that crazy. It's some women that I love they calves. It's some women I love they thighs. It's some women I love they lips. It's some women I love they fucking shoulders. I don't know. Like, it's like, but ask me the question again, because I just went totally left field with that shit. Ask me again. I'm gonna clear my brain, and I'm gonna just give it to you straight off the head. The first
big titties or big ass?
If I had to choose, big ass.
Okay. Hey, what was it like? Because you've obviously met Game before, and he's one of my favorites of all time.
He actually been on the Moments of Violence too, off of the documentary part 2. What 2.3?
2.5.
Yeah.
What was it like being in studio with Game, and how is he in person?
Cool as hell.
Yeah, I bet.
too. Game got a good sense of humor too. Here's a story about me and Game. We met even before we did Moment of Violence, or people seen some people might have seen the picture of me, Dre, and Game in the studio that I had posted on my IG a while back. I met him way before I got signed to Aftermath. Like, he came through our radio station, 93.7. This was many years ago. This might have been 2011. And I was such a fan of Game that I had a starstruck fan moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I can remember, I think I could say this now because this was way back in the day. But man, he was super cool. It's like a lot of people in this game, they'll say things to you and they full of shit. But it was so cool because when I met Game and I spit for him or whatever, he like, yo, you dope. He like, man, I'm like, tonight we gonna link up. We gonna go to the strip club. We gonna da-da-da. And I never forget it. He wasn't full of shit. Like, after we kicked it all day, when he came and kicked it at the radio station, we ended up going to Detroit, kicking at this strip club. And I remember while we was at the strip club, you would think we was focused on ass and titties, and we wasn't. Like, I just remember him talking to me, telling me the game, like, no pun intended, but giving me just industry trade secrets, man, that I take with me forever. And so when I met back up with him, and I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get too long-winded, but then when I saw him again at Aftermath, I remember I introduced myself to him again because I didn't expect that he would remember that, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm Jon Connor. He like, nigga, I know who you is. I was like, he was like, and he told the young lady he was with at the time, he like, I met this nigga in one of the grimiest cities in America. I met him in Flint, Michigan. He like, bruh, if I met you in Flint and I'm meeting you again at Dre's studio, you need my new number, dog. Take my number down. And it's like, it was always love. So anytime I run in the game, man, it's always love. Super cool dude, super real dude, and super funny dude too.
What's your personal highlight?
Oh, just in life?
Yeah, or music.
I'll do both at the same time. I'm a giver by nature. I like giving. When I was a kid, man, on Christmas, I like giving people gifts more than I like receiving them. One of the coolest highlights for me is a couple things. I love my mother and my sister. So being able to take my mother to the Straight Outta Compton premiere and watch my mother be on the red carpet and watching her be excited, there go Raphael Sadiq, there go the game, there go this one, there go that one. That was a dream come true. And also, like I said, my sister was the one that brought that Master P CD home that even got me rapping in the first place. So I took my sister for her birthday to the No Limit reunion tour, and she got to meet Mia X, which is her favorite rapper of all time. And to see my sister cry when she met Mia X and Fiend and Mystical and all of that, them is some life highlights for me, that through the blessing that I was given, I was able to bless other people with things that they probably never thought that they would be able to experience. And for it to be my mother and my sister, like the two people who I wouldn't be here without, man, it's like, you know, those are the moments that are highlights for me, when I could do something for somebody else and watch them experience like that level of happiness.
Right. Hey, because I was about to say, man, because you a top No Limit dude, and I know you used to bump that first. What was that? I don't know if it was the first Fiend, but it was something that truly hit me, man. What's that Fiend? What's that Fiend album, Mr. Oh man,
There's One in Every Family.
Dude smoking the crack pipe. What was it?
Yeah, the first Fiend album was There's One in Every Family.
Yeah, There's One in Every Family, man. Like
classic.
I think you put something on there. I was like, yo, man, how dope was that album? What was your favorite track on that album?
It was a song on there called On a Mission with that's a personal favorite, but the whole album was crazy with C Murder, Steady Mobbing, and Fiend. But then also Slanging with UGK on there, Take My Pain with him and Silk and P and Sons of Funk, The Baddest, Going Out with a Blast, All in a Week, man, At All Times. Bro, I could name that whole album. So
whole album, right. Which you got to, speaking of UGK, which you got to work with Bun B on while you worked with Bun B while you were asleep? What was it? While you were outside? Yeah, while you were sleeping.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Bun B, have you?
Say that again.
I said, you worked with Bun B on the Lone Star while you were sleeping.
Absolutely. The legend, the legendary Bun B.
How was that? How was that working with him? And listening, to a tape like that, and then be like, damn, I'm in here with Bun B.
It's crazy. Like I say, these are people that there would be no Jon Connor if it wasn't for them. So to bring it back around and be able to salute them and show my gratitude and appreciation and trade bars with them is really just humbled, and gratitude is the words that come to mind, man.
Okay, I got one last question for you here.
Absolutely.
What do you feel about the state of hip hop nowadays?
I think that is great. I think that is great to see so many young artists getting opportunities to grow and get money and feed their families. My only issue with it is I just feel like it needs to be more diversity and more balance. I think that everybody's right now afraid of stepping out on their own and sounding like themselves. They so concerned with trying to be famous that they'll try to sound like everybody else, or they'll say the most ignorant, stupid shit, like just to try to get on or have they shit go viral on TikTok or whatever the case may be. And it's like, it ain't about that, man. The longevity is being yourself. Like, music is a relationship between the artist and the consumer. It's the person feeling like they can connect with you on a level that maybe they parents can't, maybe they people at school can't, right? So that's why, I think that so many rappers are here today, going tomorrow, because the consumer is not being attached to you as an artist. They're attached to that moment that whatever dumb shit you was doing was cool. And then there's going to be 5 other, 10 other, a million other people that come along and do dumber shit than you. And then they'll get attached to those moments. But you'll always be attached to feelings when it comes to music. That's why people still listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire to this day. That's why it's certain older artists that can still tour to this day, because we love the feeling that they gave us. They gave us a feeling. We connected with them. So for me, it's just like, I hope that the younger artists, you know what I'm saying, that's getting on and getting the quick money, I hope that at some point they realize, put your feelings into the music, tell your story, and, what I'm saying, don't just get caught up on being famous in the moment. So I just think that hip hop right now needs more balance. Even when we had Biggie and Pac, of course, we had Uncle Luke, you had the 69 Boys, you always had party music, but you always had that balanced it out. And I just think that right now in hip hop, we need to support indie artists. We need to support those artists that aren't making the shit that's on radio or on TV, because that's what we need to make the culture continue to move forward. We need that diversity. And I just think we need to balance it out. It's cool what everybody's doing, like, you know what I'm saying, and making party music and shit. And if you want to sound like another person, that's your business. But I think that we also need to support those people that are taking the step and taking that chance of sounding like themselves and being original, because that's how you serve the game.
And like you were saying there, how everybody's original, and you certain songs you can always remember where you were at that time because you can relate to that song. And it's always like, I always say to people that it's like the songs that you started getting laid to are the songs that you start remembering, because you had those songs playing while you were banging.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Whatever was popping when you had your first kiss, lost your virginity, all of that, that's the shit you're going to be listening to for the rest of your life. You're going to be with your kids like, I was 17 when this came out. I never forget it.
Yeah, I Crossroads, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'll always remember that blowjob.
Yeah.
I remember my first brain was getting some head. Not getting some head, but what was that old blowjob Betty?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shoot, I'm over here actually listening to a blowjob fucking anthem.
Hey,
I gotta say this though, man. I really wanted to say this, man. You actually, and a lot of people haven't really seen. I mean, I know a lot of people have seen it, but they never brought it up to life. You actually worked on the soundtrack to the city Boondocks. You was actually on the Boondocks mixtape. How did that feel? How did that come about too?
That was when I was on Aftermath still, right?
Yeah.
Right. I feel like, damn, bro? That's one you digging deep in the archives. I don't even remember. I don't even remember how that came to be. That's funny that you even, damn, that's crazy that you brought that up, bro. Like, nobody ever brings that up. That's crazy. But yeah.
Yeah, because it was the last season of that too, the fourth season. They came with a mixtape on that Pip. And I remember when it came out, I was like, oh shit. Oh shit, there's Jon Connor's on here. The city, run to the city, I remember the whole thing.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep, so the city, which was DJ Khalil produced that, so I definitely was on Aftermath when that happened. So I think that it was maybe they reached out to somebody at Aftermath, and that's how the joint got on there.
Okay. Wow, that was huge because this being on that type of vibe, man, and I'd be like, oh yeah, you can't tell me nothing about Jon Connor. That's why, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass or nothing, but I feel like when I hear my favorite rapper, I want to feel that. You know what I'm saying? Every little song, you know what I'm saying? Every last song that I hear, including anybody, I'll be like, yo, I gotta hear that. But also, what's next? What's next? We y'all gotta know.
Yeah, that's gotta be your last, or probably our last question too.
Yeah,
we gotta let him go here.
All good, man. So what's is we actually I'm gonna do an announcement video that we're probably gonna drop next month. That's gonna tell everything that I'm about to tell y'all. But what's next is the Best in the World series is coming back. So we doing Best in the World. The end tape is gonna drop. Absolutely, where it's all Nas inspired beats. After that, that's the setup for SOS Part 2, The Road to Legendary. In the meantime, the reason why SOS 2 is called The Road to Legendary is because I got a 5-part docuseries called The Road to Legendary that tells my whole story, and you're gonna see the actual footage of me battling in high school up until the first time I ever rapped to Dr. Dre, to me leaving Aftermath and starting my own company. And so that'll be accompanied by SOS Part 2. Which is going to be dope, man. It's, another all original project. We also releasing all of my old tapes, the all original tapes that used to be on Dat Piff, the Calling Part 1, the Calling Part 2, Season 1, Season 2, and While You Were Sleeping. We dropping those on all streaming platforms this year. After that, my artist Ace Cabana, his project Moonwater, which I produced and executive produced the entire project, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. Moonwater's coming. So after that, me and KLC's project 24 is on the way. Me and my man Teezy from WWE Swerve City Podcast, we got a 6-track pro wrestling
Swerve
coming.
Swerve, yeah. I think I seen on your life page, Swerve. I got to meet Swerve.
Yeah, shouts to my brother Swerve. Shouts to Teezy. Shouts to everybody at Swerve City Podcast, man. They're my brothers. That's my family over there. So me and Teezy got a wrestling inspired project coming. Then after, like I said, me and KL got our joint coming. After that, me and Ace Cabana got a project called Stark Parker, which is our group album. After that, SOS Part 3. And then, we just going to keep it moving. So we got hella content coming this year, man, and introducing y'all to my label, All Varsity Music Group, which this is crazy for me. I always aspired to be a Dre, a Jay, a Dame, a L.A. Reid, you know what I'm saying? Those type of people, Steve Stout. And now this is me taking that turn into being an executive, Mogul Connor, man. That's what it is for 2021, 2022, releasing all these projects, introducing y'all to new artists. And like I say, let me wrap it up, but I get passionate when I talk about it. I want to show the world that Flint is not just one thing. Right now, I'm so happy for my city. You got artists like Rio the Young OG, YNJ, Louis Ray. Like, you got all of these dudes coming up from the city, and I think that they're doing a great job at telling Flint's story, but there's a whole other side of Flint's story as well that I don't know is getting told, and that's what I want to be responsible for with my company, All Varsity Music Group, and exposing the world to other young artists from the city of Flint that has their side of the story of Flint to tell, and I just want to be there to back them up and watch them turn into the stars that they supposed to be. So shouts to my whole label, shouts to Lindsay AI, shouts to Steve Claybrook, shouts to Taylor Tatum, shouts to Joey Alana, Enjoy Melody, Ace Cabana, shouts to Cam Tyler, Cam Howe, Jeff Sky, shouts to everybody. So those are names that y'all gonna get very familiar with in the near future. All Varsity Music Group, man.
All right. Which I can't wait, because I heard you doing a song with one of my friends from Canada too. 80 Empire.
Word. Well, let's love, sending love. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So we probably got to let him go here, Prince.
I know. I want to say, give me a fella back, but it's all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
World
both of
2
No. Hit me on IG, and I'll definitely follow both of y'all if I don't already.
Yep.
I bet. It'd be an honor just to have you on there, man. Blessings to meet you, man. I'm always bumping Unconscious City. I'm bumping all of them. I'm bumping SOS. I'm about to go right back to
Thank you,
Hey,
man.
all
Thank
the
you.
John.
mixtapes because I'm happy. Thank you
Okay.
for bringing back Best of the World, because I was just about to say Nas. I was like, man, I hope it's a Nas Best of the World mixtape coming. He comes and just does honor it. Your roses, girl, man, is a blessing. Always a blessing.
Man, thank y'all so much, man. I am truly humbled, and thank y'all for having me, man. Yeah, I'm about to smash this scallops, the bully, man. I'm gonna go in.
Perfect, John. Thank you so much for taking the time and giving us both a chance to shoot some questions off you. I'm hoping to do this today. It could be possibly tomorrow or Sunday that I get it out for you, and I'll send it right back over to your manager.
All right, man. It's all love. And hey, when we get to dropping all of this content, hopefully, man, we get my artist Ace Cabana on here, man, and he could do the same thing,
Sure.
man. Like we make sure we keep it.
Anybody you like, I'd like to showcase them up here in Canada. So
that, man, like I said, man, dog, I love Canada. Y'all some of the most like just generous people, like just inherently just good people. So I really appreciate and I love Canada to the fullest. So to be able to get the music to stretch out there, man, it means a lot. Like being an independent label owner, bro, like all of this matters, and I appreciate it because when you're doing it independent, you're doing it all yourself from the ground up. So I truly appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, because coming from loving hip hop, I mean, loving people like you, man, is a blessing, bro. Like I never thought in my life that I'll ever meet you. It feels like I met Dr. Dre and anybody on the cover, like for real. Which my cover got stolen, by the way, but I love this, man. It's truly a blessing.
Thank you, John.
DM me your address. You said your cover got stole. I got like some extra double XLs, man. I'll send you one.
Okay. Cool.
Sure.
Hey, I'll do that. I'll do that. Why do we get off?
Okay, right then. Thank you, John, for taking the time, and we'll be in touch shortly.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, stay safe.
All right, man.
Hey, you too. Y'all too, man. Peace.
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 How do I end this?